What's up, everybody? Happy Aloha Tuesday. Welcome back to the Hawaii Fishing Gear Show. We are live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and X, Twitter. Want to start today's show by giving a quick special shout out to a few organizations. Number one, Department of Aquatic Resources. Number two, Freedom Church next door. We had our keiki fishing class last week Saturday, and it was pretty freaking awesome. We had about 15 kids, but it's not so much the kids that was there. It was the parents that were there with the kids that were paying good attention and showing support, getting these kids off to a good start. They gave a little lecture, a little presentation. The kids, when they were listening to an adult talk, they felt like they was in school a little bit for the first 20 minutes or so. But, the parents were paying attention, and I'm sure if the kids need a little refresher course, the parents were there listening, and they'll be able to guide them in the right direction. But when they did the presentations with the games and stuff, all the kids were all smiles and having a good time. And I tell you right now, this came up in our lives in the last couple weeks. They taught the keiki, and they taught the adults, and they taught me the proper way to release a monk seal, if you happen to hook a monk seal, or if you happen to hook a sea turtle. They gave demonstrations and visuals, and they let the kids dress up as a monk seal, and it was a pretty really kind of a fun experience. And because of your guys' donations, we were able to give out, I think, a little over, was actually about 16 different rods that we gave. Some families had 2 kids, and they got little fishing packages and everything. So shout out to you guys too. Mahalo for donating for these kids. They got a nice rod and a nice little package deal that they could go whipping with. It was a pretty good turnout and a good day. Even the folks from DAR were pretty stoked about it. And also, I can't go without mentioning mahalo to Freedom Church 808, Freedom Church 808 on Instagram. They're the church that are next door to us. They let us use their church area for the presentation. It was nice and roomy. We had a lot of space. Pastor Junior even hooked up the TV behind for the nice PowerPoint presentation that the folks from DAR gave. It was a pretty good day. I was super stoked to be a part of that. And okay, so that's that. We got restocked on 1 ounce wood poppers. If you guys are looking for a lure that you can throw on your whipping rod, a plug that you can throw on your whipping rod. This is 1 ounce. Probably gonna come out to about 1.25 ounces, maybe about 1.25 ounces with hooks. It comes unrigged, but that's okay because it's only $13. There's 4 different colors available on our website, highfishgear.com. Search for 1 ounce Papio poppers. It'll show right up. I'll probably provide a link maybe tonight on Instagram. Those are restocked. And then we just added to our website, I think it was yesterday we added it because they came in yesterday. Let me tell you a little story. I think it was last month. We went fishing somewhere overnight. And it was, we fish here in Hawaii. Sometimes we go fishing where there is no park. And one of the things is, number one, there's not a lot of people there. But there's no amenities. And amenities, I mean no showers, no bathrooms, no electricity, no running water. You got to bring in everything that you need. But those are usually the best fishing spots. The ones you got to hike in, the ones you got to walk in, the ones you got to 4-wheel drive in. So in all my years of fishing, kayak fishing, boat fishing, all that stuff, I've been able to hold it. Wallace says full land bag. I've been able to hold it, and when I say it, I mean hold my doodoo. Okay, I can go. I'm a champ, bro. I got control over my bowels, and I apologize if talking about poop grosses you out. Maybe you need to pause the video, advance a couple minutes. We got there the day before, good, Loctite, solid, fine. We ate dinner, no worries. I get them under control. The next morning, woke up, fine. Brother was hosting us, hooked us up with some coffee. That was probably warning number 1. Warning number 2 is you would hook us up with Portuguese sausage, eggs, and rice. and I was still fine. I still had confidence in what was going on. I figured I could hold it for the rest of the day, hold out till we got to the hotel room, because we can camp out one night and we was going to hit the hotel room the next night. But about midday, things started going on, and there was no stopping that freight train. And I had to go find a nice, comfortable spot where nobody could see my shiny white Akole. Bruh, I had to go do my business in between some rocks. I got everything done. Shout out to our host for supplying me with the toilet paper. But that inspired what I'm about ready to show you. This is your 5-gallon bucket. Everybody get a 5-gallon bucket. But what's on top of this 5-gallon bucket is what I wanted to show you guys. This is a sturdy. Now the thing is, look, if you're on YouTube, you can see it. This is a sturdy. When I say sturdy, there are other toilet seats that are cheaper, that are not that sturdy. We went test them out. Every big brother that's in the shop sat down on this with their pants on. I mean, I don't feel uncomfortable touching it. Sat down on it. No creaking, no snapping, everything. This is the sturdiest of the toilet seats that are available on a 5-gallon bucket. A lot of you guys get like wahines and kids and stuff. They don't want to come fishing with you to those far out camp out spots because, no, what am I going to have to do when I use the bathroom? You got you covered. The way that this works is you take, when the lid can come off, okay? I'm showing you in this Home Depot bucket. Already this bucket, this toilet seat has been tested on Home Depot, Lowe's, City Mill, Kiko Man, and Aloha Shoyu bucket. So it fits any 5-gallon bucket. It fits on securely. You got to yank them off to get them off. No sliding around. You put a trash bag liner on the inside. Some people will use wood shavings. Some people will use, like, they sell little organic toilet compost and stuff like that. To be honest, if you want to cover up the smell, you can take one small little jug of kitty litter or something, sprinkle it over the top, do like Salt Bae, sprinkle little kitty litter over the top to kind of cover it up. But really, it turns a 5-gallon bucket into a porta potty. And when you go to those spots, you definitely need it. This right here, whether you're in Guam, any of our neighbor islands, or the mainland, it's $24.99 on highfishgear.com with free FREE shipping. All right, you guys can have this in the mail tomorrow for your next outing. It is a sturdy. And another thing too, is so sturdy, you can actually sit on top of it. And we've tested, all the big bulky boys in our shop all tested it out. You can use it as a stool. $24.99, bucket topper toilet seats. Uncle Bill, how does a toilet seat fit Yeti? You know what? Hammock department, I have not checked. I tell you what, I will check when I do have a Yeti. Where's the Yeti? It's at my house. Okay, so let's go ahead and start getting into the questions. But before we get into questions, I got one last thing I got to talk about. I know you guys, most of you guys got High Fish Gear hats. We hit a certain number over the weekend. Pretty stoked about this. Pretty excited because I've had this target number on my site since last summer, almost a year ago. I'm like, we are on pace to hit a certain number. This past weekend, we sold our 10,000th fishing hat. That is since we started making them in 2021. It's been 3 years, and we sold 10,000 fishing hats. Shout out to all you guys. Mahalo for purchasing your fishing hats. And as a special mahalo, to mark this special occasion, we're a small retailer. We're not big boys. We're not the big, grand, huge websites that flood the mainland. We're not the big established tackle shops that have been here for a long period of time here in Hawaii. But we got a good flavor, you know. To mark the special occasion of selling our 10,000th fishing hat. On our website, I just put the discount on the website. Add 3 fishing hats to your cart. One of them is going to be free. Buy 2, get 1 free HFG fishing hats, all original designs. We're not knocking nobody off. We have all original designs. Over 150 different fishing hats available on our website right now. It will only be available online. I apologize. We make them to order. So when you guys order tonight, we'll be banging them out tomorrow, getting them out in the mail. But buy 2, get 1 free Hawaii Fishing Gear fishing hats on our website, probably until this time tomorrow. Okay, you guys got 24 hours. If you're on Oahu and you want to come pick them up, ring them up on the website. Come pick them up in the store when we send you a notification that your order's ready. All right, let's go. Let's check out some of the questions over here on YouTube. Whatever happened to Ewa Beach Buy and Sell? Mountain Boy 808. We are where. Okay, so here it is. For those of you guys that don't know, we used to be on Pawn Shop. Okay, Ewa Beach Buy and Sell, established 1988. When I bought the shop, a little over, I don't even know how many it was, might have been 12, 13 years ago. When I bought the shop, there was a small little fishing section in it. I helped, while I was working at the pawn shop, I helped set up that fishing setup. I took care of all the orders and stuff like that. Just lead, hook, swivel, line, that was it. The bare necessities. And it got more and more popular because there weren't any other tackle shops in Ewa Beach. But we went from a pawn shop with a tiny fishing section to half fishing section, half pawn shop, to eventually we wound up being a pawn shop with the a fishing store with a small pond section, to eventually deciding that it's probably not in our best interest to keep being a pawn shop. Personally, working in a pawn shop where you make loans for people and you buy things at a cheap price to other people, there was a little bit of a negativity attached to it. You catch people on their worst days. I remember coming home from working a full day in a pawn shop. I would be worn out hearing people's sad stories. I mean, some of them were genuine. Some of them were kind of made up to try to take advantage of people. But I got kind of tired of it. I love the energy with fishing. Nobody ever comes in and says, "Oh, so upset, I gotta go fishing today." It doesn't happen with a fishing store. It's a good vibe. I'm much happier now that we've done away with the pawn shop and we are strictly high fish gear. Yeah, so that's what happened to Ewa Beach Buy and Sell. It's been closed for almost 2 years. It had a very, very good run. And I know that the previous owner, Mac, would have approved. He was very excited about the prospect of opening a tackle shop. And before he sold me the business. So I know that he would have loved the evolution of what it was. Okay, next question. I just logged in. What am I watching? Scuba Chris tuned in right when I was showing the toilet seat. We camp. We go places where no more toilet. It's an essential thing. You keep your toilet paper, your cleanup bags in the bottom of your bucket. You can still use this for tackle. Just make sure you take your tackle out before you poop in it. All right? What's up, Bill? The pole I had scooped for $25 on Saturday. Confirmed it is a Fenwick. Right on. Jaron picked up a vintage, no label. When we sell something with no labels, I tell you what, I think it might be. No guarantees. I try not to bullshit people. So I give you my best opinion. You take it for what it's worth, which I think it is worth a little bit. Uncle Bill, does the toilet seat fit the Yeti 5-gallon bucket? Like I said, I will test it out. Chris asked me to demonstrate. Not at this moment. When is the next Spin to Spot episode? We don't know. We're playing it by ear. Work has gotten very busy. And people's schedules have gotten a little bit mixed up with Jesse back in school and Wallace working more hours than he's used to. So maybe we'll work on it. Hammer Department says 10K is major. Mahalo for that. Appreciate it. Somebody says he got props for the Omilu hat in Atlanta this past weekend. Ace Cable. The Omilu hat will be returning soon. Denver Valdez says size hooks for the Akuli Sabiki. Try the MZ size. I think it goes to size 12 and size 13 are perfect for Akuli on the Damashi. Okay, here's Country Rides. Does the new Nitro poles come out with a new white pole? There is a new white Nitro Olua pole. They sold out really quickly across the state. Check with some of the neighbor island shops Maybe they still might have some. And let me scroll through Instagram and see if there's any questions here. Thank you guys all for watching it. Is there going to be any run of the 420 tackle this year, Shorecaster? I blew it. I started too late. I didn't give a bunch of vendors enough time to get rocking on it. There will be a special 420 drop, hopefully this week before 420. And if anybody understands what 420 is, don't ask anybody, okay? Just, if you don't know what 420 means, don't worry about it, all right? We hope to have a little special drop, though. Do you have any BKK treble hooks and single hooks in? Hate boy, Hate boy, Holly boy. It looks like a T. I apologize. Holly boy, Holly boy. Okay, so we are sold out of a few BKK trebles and stuff. Sign up for notifications. We're getting a big restock here shortly, probably within the next 2 weeks. Sign up for notification. I don't know when they're coming, but as soon as they get here, you'll get an email notification the moment we add it to inventory. Okay, let me scroll back up. A secret stool, bro. I tell you right now, that thing is pretty comfortable. If you want a bucket topper to turn your thing into a stool, you can even open up the lid and reach inside and grab your tackle out. All right. Let's see. Welding helmet needed. I'm not sure what you mean. Okay. I'm scrolling through. I see a lot of things. Oh, so real quick. You know what? I should have said this in the beginning of the video. Who was the brother in the Max Holloway reaction video? Shout out to Max for his freaking awesome win this past weekend. Who's the brother wearing the HFG shirt in the video? I caught a glimpse of that. 808 Viral was sharing all the Max Holloway reactions. Who's the brother wearing the brand new shirt in the video? He had the tea leaf lay around him. Okay. Okay, if you guys got questions, drop them in the comments right meow. Hey, what's up, Omar? I love that we have viewers from all around. We have people in California, all across. Okay. What's the #1 grub for Papillos? Steeler Nation? Whew, that's kind of tricky. Like, if you want one specific, go to our website, search for soft baits, sort by best sellers. You will find out what is the best-selling soft baits on our website. But I still think it's some of the traditional Hawaiian anglers, Purple Obake, Curly Kukai, Motor Oil Red, Campania Lures, Owama, the Owama, which is a green pearl, is pretty epic. Revolver, and Abalone. Those are some of the top ones. It depends on which one you want to go with. The traditional ones, you want to go with the newer ones. Okay. Let's see. Nylon versus monofilament leaders for plugging. Monofilament, TK Maeda. I think monofilament's the way to go. All right, Glenn's in LA. Right on, brother. Okay, what size hooks to catch sardines? Arlen, I don't really feel that sardines bite bait. I really don't think they do. Most time I see people catching sardines, they're doing it on the snag. They're snagging them with the treble, with star hook. But by the way, you cannot do it in the harbors. If there are sardine schools in the harbors, harbor regulations in most parts of the state, check your regulations book to verify this, you can only fish with one hook. So you cannot throw that star hook in the harbors to snag sardines. Okay, what's your opinion on Ulua meat? My personal opinion, the meat really needs to break down for at least 2 days. All right, and this is just something, I don't know if this is a thing, but I noticed that, when you get sashimi, it's on a bed of cabbage. All right, and I think that it's not just, of course it's great for presentation. You get that meat and then you get the cabbage off of it. But what I really feel that does is it provides a little bit of air circulation all around the fish. If you just put it on a plate, there's no circulation between the meat and the plate. But you put it on a bed of cabbage, you get a nice little air circulation. And that air circulation on the top and the bottom allows your meat to break down a little bit. If you catch a papio or an ulua and you want to eat sashimi, take it out of the water, slice it up, try it. You're going to be chewing for a while. The meat is very chewy. However, if you let that cut the sashimi, put it over a nice little bed of cabbage, and let it sit in the fridge for 1 to 2 days. When you finally get to it, it's going to be so much more chewable. It'll be a little bit more tasteful. It'll break down in your mouth when you're chewing it. So definitely let the meat break down. Not my favorite fish to eat. Papio ulua, I'll eat it. I like it. I like it fried. I like it cut up with fish tacos where you can kind of disguise the gaminess of ulua meat. You can fry it. You can disguise it with the seasoning of the breading, the panko and stuff like that you use. Heavy seasoning covers it all up. You're getting the protein from what you caught. I've tried to do a whole bunch of different things with papio. My main goal in all of my mixing and trying different recipes and things is basically just to get out of the sash in the fried, because not everybody likes sashimi. I love sashimi. I mop it whenever it's available. I love ahi sashimi. I love ono sashimi. I love uku sashimi. You gotta try some different recipes. I like hot meals, and I don't necessarily want all fried stuff, so I try experimenting. I think the weirdest thing I ever made that turned out really good was I had a large batch of o'io meat, and what I would do is I would make that batch, and I would spoon a little bit, put it in a fryer, or put it in a little pan of oil, and I'd make fish cakes. But after about 2 or 3 days, I got a little bored with fish cakes, and I had a lot of meat that I didn't want to go to waste, and I didn't want to freeze it. So I took all that meat, and I put it in a meatloaf pan, and I baked it in the oven. Now, it's cooking all the way through. I added a couple little vegetables to kind of bulk it up a little bit, and I made a fish loaf. But just eating it plain like that wasn't going to taste that great. I made an aioli dressing, which is basically just like a mayonnaise and garlic mix. It emulsifies. It's like a really sharp garlic flavor, and it was pretty damn good with the fish loaf. Not the greatest visual presentation, but it tasted. It disappeared like that. Everybody who sampled it really liked it. Moi sashimi, a Hawaiian lava. I haven't caught enough moi in my life to ever really try moi. Bringing back the uneffing real shirts. They are available on our website in a few different sizes, but they are coming back for sure. Okay? Even a couple new drops. We got new hats. We got new shirts. We got new patches and new stickers all coming your way. Just stay tuned, High Fish Gear. Okay, let's check out. Ulua smoked sausage heavy pork fat. Ooh. Hama department, you just hit the nail on the head of something I've been thinking about. Fish doesn't have any fat. When you eat like salmon has some fat. That's the reason why it's so delicious, is because it melts in your mouth with all that fat. The fish that we catch, the reef fish, doesn't have a lot of fat. Ahi doesn't have a lot of fat. The fish from the cold, halibut, salmon, pollock, the Alaskan pollock, the same thing that all your fried fish sticks are made from, that all has a good amount of fat in it, so it makes the meat so tasty. Ours is a little bit tough, but people add. Let's see. How do you present the? Okay, hold on a second. I want to see what he said there. Where did it go? Where did the? Okay, heavy pork fat. Hama department. What kind of pork fat you using? You just using lard? Let me know. How do you present the limu on a hook and catch it in a ankala? Keep it on when casting. Some people will take a little black thread and wrap it around the limu. You find the thickest stem, and you wrap a little black line around it and tie it off. It actually keeps it on the hook pretty well, especially when you're casting. Okay, did you ever try fish stir fry? I did. Aaron McCraney, deep oil in a wok, fried fish, delicious. Just as you get older, you get a little more sensitive to oils, especially like vegetable oils and things like that. If I'm ever going to eat a fish, it's got to be fried in rendered fat from like lard or even tallow or something like that. So not just a kind of Wesson vegetable oil or something. It's got to be a good oil. So, okay, Pat and Surrender Shits is coming back tomorrow. Plan on stopping by to say hello. Make sure you give a quick how's it when you come by, Pat and Serena. All right, some sushi chefs wrap papio shima aji. Wow, you are really throwing out some words that's hard to pronounce. And soak in mirin and sake mix to help break down the taste better. That makes sense. I figure the alcohol and the rice wine vinegar probably helps break it down. Arlen says, are there other ways to prepare o'io beside lomi and patties? Patties is always the easiest. Lomi is always the easiest. I have made o'io jerky. I have made o'io tegu. I have made pancit, which is a Filipino noodle dish, using you can use it o'io meat, but I think I did use o'io meat. I used the o'io meat to make it. By the way, all you guys that are scooping the meat out of the o'io and just throwing away the body, check out my video on YouTube about using o'io for make pancit. And look at the video of me making fish broth. Oh my goodness. O'io fish broth is freaking killer. You take the bones and the head from the o'io, you put it in water in a stock pot. You add a couple quarts of water, even a small little 3-pound or 4-pound o'io. You can get just the most healthiest, gelatinous, just like jello fish broth that is just so good for your body. And you get that from the o'io. You guys just throwing away all these bones, throwing them back in the ocean. You make some fish broth for yourself and your family. O'io long rice, that's what it was. Thank you very much. It was cable. It wasn't pancit. I made uku pancit, and then I made o'io long rice. Go search for o'io long rice on YouTube. Ooh, good stuff. Good stuff. In fact, my mouth getting a little bit watering a little bit thinking about it. Okay, that's pretty much it. Oh, o'io lumpia. Hawaii pocha, that's another fried thing. But yeah, o'io lumpia seems like a lot of work. I will eventually give that a shot though. But fried foods are kind of like not really happening in my house. The tegu. You know what? I'm just going to say it. Everybody who's making tegu using anything but cuttlefish, that's the standard. Cuttlefish is just basically, I don't even really know what a cuttlefish, but that was the standard thing that people would make tegu with. I started a revolution. Mark it. Check it back. Nobody was making aku tegu before I dropped the o'io tegu. People realized you can make tegu with other meats, other fish meats. All you got to do is just thin slice it. It's a lot of work. But I'm the one that revolutionized that. Check it. We're talking like over 10 years ago. Over 10 years ago, I would drop the o'io tegu. O'io tegu is really good. It basically, when you dry it out, you can use a dehydrator or you can use the oven with a little bit cracked open. But it is a lot of work to cut that dried o'io meat into those little strips. But man, it is major. If you guys ever saw the video on Hawaii Goes Fishing. See, now I'm really hungry. Damn it. You guys got me all hungry talking about food. All right, that's pretty much it, everybody. Need a Bill versus TK Mayer in the kitchen video. Ooh, I like that. I like that, Troy. Troy makes some cool pickled onions and all kinds of cool stuff. He's a little master in the kitchen. But what I like to do is I like to recipes and foods that I personally like. I love clam chowder. I remember one time I got one mahi-mahi, and there was an egg sack in it, a roe sack, which is the fish from the mahi-mahi. And I researched on how to cook it, and you can actually just straight boil it, blanch it, not leave it overcooked, but just put it in boiling water for a little bit, and it cooks it to a nice firmness. And I remember tasting it. It tastes like clams. So the next time I got a roe sack, I made fish egg clam chowder. It was delicious. It was delicious. There's a lot of recipes out there. There's a lot of foods that we all like. Comfort food, healthy food, stuff like that. And you can make these things with your fish. You catch one small papillo. You can turn it into a meal for your family just by adding the broth from the bones and stuff like that. We'll talk more about that. All right. You guys have a good one. We will catch you guys back here tomorrow. Go get your toilet seat. For those emergencies and for a little bit of comfort when you're camping some places, listen to the echo. Echo! Oh, oh. Okay, $24.99 with free shipping. Fits almost every 5-gallon bucket. Aloha, everybody.